What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Moving to Florida show. This is your host, Judson. I'm joined today again by Yahya and Mohit. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Happy to have you with us again. It seems like we've been getting a lot of new listeners. So before we dive into today's topic, I kind of prepped you guys a little bit for this, but I thought it'd be good if we do maybe a reintroduction, let people know kind of who we are, who you're listening to. That way, I know a lot of people probably aren't going to go back 2 years to our first episode, Mo, and listen to that. Can you believe it's been 2 years since we started this show?
Man, it's been 2 years already. It just flew by.
Right. And then, Yahya, you joined us recently as do you deserve the co-host
I don't know,
moniker?
man. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a big responsibility, man. Being a co-host, it's like, wow.
He's going to have to start sharing the cost.
I know. It's like, man, I'm signing up here.
Our $12 a month hosting.
$12 a month. Break it 3 ways.
Sounds good.
I like those economics a little better. I mean,
yeah.
Right?
Judson is. I think all those expenses at home, probably. All the material.
We should start charging him for advertising fees.
There we go. Yeah.
Get him on the advertising fees.
Well, hey, let's get to it, guys. We were already joking here before we got started, and we finally just have to hit record because we were going to be 30 minutes into talking and hadn't even hit record.
Haven't talked about anything.
So, Mr. Badlani, do you mind starting us off? Here's what I want to hear from you. Just tell our listeners, a little bit of a reintroduction. Who
Sure.
you are and a little bit of your Florida story too. I mean, you can take a couple of minutes. I want to hear, when you moved to Florida, why you moved to Florida, and I don't think you have, but if you've lived in any other parts of Florida.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'm Mohit Badlani. I am a realtor here in the Central Florida area, servicing the Central Florida area.
You started speaking real prim and
I was giving my introduction, my written introduction that I have everywhere on all my bios. I have to go back and look at my bio. Well, I moved to Florida in 1998. My dad had moved down here with the opportunity of opening a business down here, a small business, and he decided to join up with my uncle who was already here. So that's how we moved down here in 1998. And in 2001, he branched off from my uncle and opened his own opened his own small business, which is one of those gift shops you see here in Kissimmee and International Drive. So we had a couple of those gift shops here.
And remind me, was that one shaped like a wizard or an orange?
No, none of mine.
Or a mermaid.
None of mine was shaped like. No. We purposely got stores that didn't look like a sea animal. A sea animal.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So we had a couple of those stores, and we did that for quite some time. And my dad unfortunately had a heart attack. He didn't pass away, but he had a heart attack, couldn't run the business anymore, and I didn't want to be in a 7/24 type of business, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I just got married. I had 2 little kids. I'm like, I can't be sitting in the store 7 days a week. So I decided to go into a different field. I did still do retail for another 5 years with another major corporation. And then I decided, you know what, corporate life is not for me. So I'm going to go back.
We've all been there.
Yeah. And I mean, not saying that it's a bad thing. It just wasn't for me because I was a business owner for 21 years with my father. So entrepreneurship is in our system, in our blood, the way we think, the way we move. So that's exactly what I went back to, and I wanted to do something that I didn't have too much overhead on, and not only that, I wanted to help use my skills of customer service to help other people. And so I thought, real estate would be the perfect profession for that, helping people get into a new house, and you don't own the home, so you don't own the inventory. So that was the best part. So I went into that, and knock on wood, been doing it for a little over 5 years now.
Wow, dude, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's a very good story.
And about Florida, I didn't live anywhere except Central Florida area, but I did move into a lot of parts of Central Florida. So I lived in the Kissimmee side, I lived in the Meadowood side, which is by the airport, which is southwest Orlando, or is it southeast Orlando? Southwest Orlando. Yeah, is it east? Yeah,
southeast. Yeah,
southeast Orlando, and then I moved to the opposite side, to the southwest Orlando, which is Winter Garden. So that's I've been in Winter Garden since 2018. So been here for a while. Lived in Celebration for a few years too. That was my first home that I bought after getting married. So been all over Central Florida.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Celebration. What it's like living there.
Well, Celebration is like it's a town inside of Kissimmee. It has its own name, which is Celebration, but it still falls under the Kissimmee, Osceola County, jurisdiction. So living in Celebration was like looking at homes and moving in there. It was like going back to the 40s and 50s, the way houses were built. They're like back in the day. But it was so pretty. It's so beautiful. The streets are super, super clean. They have a place there. They have their own downtown there, which is Main Street. They do fake snow.
It's super cool little downtown.
It's super cool little downtown. Really awesome restaurants out there too. If you guys get a chance to come down and check out Celebration, and they have a huge lake out there. People go fishing all the time. They go skiing on there all the time. So there was a lot of activity to do in Celebration. It is an open town, which means people can go in it and use the go to downtown and use the facilities over there, use the restaurants, check out the restaurants there and whatnot. But
I thought you meant open carry.
It's no, it's not. Maybe maybe the town side was open carry.
So guys, if you don't know what Celebration is, I think the nickname is like the town that Mickey built or something.
Yeah,
like that.
The town
right?
that Disney built.
The Disney built. So yeah, it was I think a dream of Walt Disney, but it didn't get started until after he had passed away. Is that
correct?
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of loosely affiliated with Disney World. At least it was started by Disney, and eventually they turned it over to a different developer.
Yeah, I think Disney still owns portions of it, but not like the main areas. I think they own the conservation areas of Celebration.
Okay, gotcha.
And they keep expanding. I didn't realize that Celebration could expand anymore when I lived there about 10, 12 years ago. But they're expanding immensely. They have so much land around it, and realize that. And man, they are building more and more housing, more and more apartments, more commercial. It's looking really, really fantastic out there.
Dude, what you're talking about Celebration reminds me about Alafaya, dude. Like, I think 20 years ago, Avalon Park did not exist.
No, it didn't.
It's like a jungle there, dude.
So just like take Avalon Park, Baldwin Park, College Park, maybe not College Park, but most of these towns, they were built just like Celebration. So they used Celebration's, I guess, how would you say it? They used Celebration's inspiration and built their
aesthetic.
town. Yeah, the aesthetics. I was going to say the floor plan. The floor plan of Celebration. They copied the floor plan, the blueprints.
Yeah, but no, that's pretty sweet, man. I mean, it's nice that there's you see the developments, and like you're saying, I didn't know that about Celebration, dude. So instead of me jumping in there halfway, I'll do Judson's thing. He's looking at me. He's like, man, do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So I'm going to do a rocket introduction because I may win the seat for co-host today.
There you go.
This is Yahya Chitani.
We both are in the hot seat. Judson gets to pick at the end of the show.
Judson gets to pick. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Well,
who are you going to give the flower to?
I don't know, man. I might get voted off the island. Who knows?
What? Okay, this is getting a little stressful, guys. No, but this is Yahya Chitani, guys. I'm a lender with PRMG, and I've not been in Florida as long as Mohit and Judson have been. I've just moved here in 2017. Quite frankly, I came for a little vacation trip and ended up never moving out of here, which was quite intriguing. It was, I did not know before coming to Florida as the fishing capital of the world. That was my favorite reason to move here. And pair that with the beautiful Florida springs, especially the ones that we have up in High Springs. Blue Springs, Devil's Eye, man, those places. By the way, if anybody has not gone there, if you have not visited those, please take the time and check it out. It's called Devil's Eye, Devil's Ear, and the Devil's Ballroom.
Devil's Den's the one I know about.
Devil's Den,
Den,
that's another one. So Ginny
Okay.
Springs has a few different springs within it, and you have one that looks like a little eye, so they call it Devil's Eye, Devil's Ear, and all that. And, it's
I
amazing,
wasn't aware
dude.
of all of those. I'm gonna have to check those out.
Oh yeah, I'll unload a few more for you. There's one more called Itchituckney. That by far was also one of my favorites because that place is literally like a little water hole. And if you can hold your breath for like at least a minute or so and you go down there, it opens up to a chamber that's 50 feet deep. And it literally looks like you're in Atlantis. It's super
Wow.
cool place. And that's the thing, like Florida is amazing, man. It's a plus, as somebody who just moved there, I wasn't aware of all the tropical fruit that's found here, so it was quite interesting. I went to Miami, found some really good mango farms down there. You go to the Keys, you go to Everglades National Park, which has sharks, gator snakes, all kinds of things trying to kill you, which is very interesting.
Australia.
It's like,
The Australia of Florida.
No, I mean, it's funny because you take a kayak and you go out there by where the Everglades meets the Keys, I guess, that water tip there. And you
Right.
see you have this swampy water. It leads out to this beautiful blue, clean water. And then in that water, you see gators and sharks and then there's like anacondas, pythons and whatever. So it was an interesting experience, but moving around, I went to different states. I went to Texas. I'm in Missouri right now for a little bit. And we didn't really feel like, personally, I feel like Florida for me has been a really cool state, man. Like it has been. For a lot of reasons. And when I first moved there, I was not in mortgages, obviously. My background comes from the food industry. So when I was in Malaysia a long time ago, before I moved to the United States, I was in fitness. I used to fight professionally. I had, amateur boxing competitions. I was welterweight. And I had a really terrible accident, which kind of broke my knee, so I couldn't really do that no more. I had to do some more civilized, kind of thing. So started business, got into sales, opened up a grocery store for some venture capitalists, did that successfully. So we expanded to a import business where we were distributing to local companies, partnered up with a French bakery, opened up a restaurant. So from 2012 to 2016, I had 4 different businesses I was working in, more on the food sector, but it was not really, I would say, service. And when I moved up here, after a while, I didn't know what to do. So I was literally bumming out, man. I was hanging out, fishing and diving, and that's all I did. And somebody came with a brilliant idea, go to work. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I did something interesting.
You must be married.
Well, that is true. But I did sell cars for a couple of years, and I thought that would be something fun to do, but I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, the car industry is not fun.
It's a
Not
very
even- for the 6 months I was in it, it was not fun.
yeah. It's so I was there for about 4 years, and
Oh wow.
yeah,
6
I was
months, 4
almost
years.
actually not 3 years. I was there for 3 years, and what was fascinating to me was it's a very different world, but I was always involved in the financial part of things. Even though I was in sales, I was in digital sales, and we dealt a lot with people's I would say credit reports. I wouldn't see them, but I would have to go into numbers and all that. And then I got a real estate license in 2018, which I kept, but I'm colorblind, and I'm very objective, so I can't really sell a home per se. It was just not something I feel like I was passionate about. So I got a mortgage license, and something happened there. The numbers just started making sense, man. It's like I could see walls of numbers everywhere. So it was pretty interesting. But to cut that short, though, between real estate and mortgages, what was fascinating to me was that even though I had a real estate license, that actually did help me become a better lender, because I could service my agents much better because I knew exactly what to offer them, but I never crossed the line. I do not give real estate advice. I leave that to the agents. Don't want to step my boundaries. But I feel like the knowledge gave me an advantage over my competition in my industry, but also gave me the ability to understand how the transaction works. And I think, Mo, to what you said, it can be stressful in certain aspects. This, transaction, it can be quite tedious. It can have issues. And I think one of the biggest things we struggle with, and I want to know what you guys think of this, is that sometimes people don't really communicate well.
What do you mean?
Well, people would think like, well, I'm just saying, people would think that, hey, so you're my agent, you're my lender, you're my title company, you're my insurance guy. You guys talk, right? But it's you're laughing, but it's true. It's
once I get you into the house,
that's
about it. I don't talk to anybody else. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so to that, it was quite interesting to know that I was able to accommodate clients and, like I said, agents better. And that to me, I think was how this whole thing came about for me. But now here we are, man. It's been an interesting ride.
Okay. Well, thank you for that introduction. And again, you said you're a mortgage lender. So if someone needs to buy a home in Florida, they need to reach out to you, right?
They definitely should. Even if they're thinking about it, definitely reach out, man. Let's talk.
When was the first time you joined us, Yahya?
You know what, man? That's interesting. Let's put a date on it.
6 months ago?
No, it was last year, man. I'm pretty sure because Hometown Heroes came out
3 months ago. It was last year.
Well, not that recently,
Almost
but when did Hometown Heroes come out? I think it was like July last year, July or August, and I think we did our conversation probably a month after that or two, somewhere there.
So what I heard is you were used to fighting, but then you picked up fishing. You moved to Florida.
There you go.
Yep.
And then you started.
There you go, man. I love that summarization. Forget in between, man.
That's his story.
There we go. All right, a couple of questions for you both. What is your favorite beach to visit in Florida?
Clearwater.
Same. Clearwater is beautiful, man.
Wow, sounds like no contest there.
Yep.
Okay. Follow up, and I think I know Yahya's answer here. What is your favorite non-beach destination, place to visit in Florida?
Non-beach destination to visit in Florida? The Springs, man.
Okay.
They're not the beach, but they're still water.
Right. But yeah, and that's why I said I think we know yours. So it's the Springs, but I need you to pick one.
I would say Ginny. Ginny would be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mo?
I would say theme parks. So Disney. Disney or Universal.
You got to pick one. Yeah. There's only one. You got to pick one. Disney or Universal.
I would take Disney. I would take Disney. I would take Epcot Center on top. So if you want to break it down even further, Epcot Center. I love Epcot. It was one of the first parks that I came and saw back in '86. I mean, obviously Magic Kingdom it's a dope park, but Epcot is something that I really enjoy. Me and my wife both enjoy going to there. We like that, food and wine festival, the flower festivals, things like that happen over there. We enjoy that. We're big ride people too. Don't get me wrong, but we enjoy the aesthetics as well.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hi, I'm Leah, host of the award-winning travel podcast, Places I Remember with Leah Lane. I'm a longtime travel writer and author of the award-winning travel book, Places I Remember, Tales, Truths, Delights from 100 Countries. On our Places I Remember podcast, we share travel conversations with passionate travelers, well-traveled celebrities, and travel experts. You'll enjoy travel info about fascinating destinations and memorable experiences around the world. And we hope to inspire you to make your own travel memories. Follow us wherever you get podcasts. That's Places I Remember with Leah Lane.
Gotcha. Okay. So for clarification for those of us, listeners, not me, what's the difference between Epcot and Epcot Center?
Well, Epcot Center is basically Epcot.
Is it the ball?
Yeah, it's the ball. It's the big ball that's there.
I figured that's what you meant, but I wasn't sure.
No, it's actually called Epcot Center on the outside, but everyone just removes center now and just called Epcot, and they just removed the word center. So before it used to be called Epcot Center, and just like MGM Studios is now Hollywood Studios. So I think they sold off MGM to somebody else, didn't they? Or something like that. That's why they changed the name, but who knows?
I have no idea. Disney's not really in the business of selling stuff.
No, they're not. They're acquisition company.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, got it. Well, I guess I need to give a quick intro on myself too before we get
you don't
too
have
deep
to,
into this.
You don't have to go quick.
That,
you don't have to
that
go
would
quick,
help,
bro.
man.
Take your time.
Yeah, take your time.
Well, so Yeah. I haven't been here much longer than you. 2016 here. I guess that does mean I've been in Florida going on 7 years. I guess we're 6.5 years at this time. My wife and I moved here in 2016 from Louisiana, and when we meet people and they say, "Why did you move from Louisiana? Or why did you move, to Florida?" We go, "Oh, because it's not Louisiana." Not that Louisiana was bad, but it's just a little slower, not as much opportunity as we saw here. So, funny enough, before my wife and I started dating, I was actually planning to move to Florida already. So that would have been 15 years ago. I think we've been dating for 13 years. So, yeah, call it 14 years ago. I was looking at moving to Florida at that time. She came along and ended up, putting down roots there, but it was a matter of time. We ended up here. We were just, I think, looking for an opportunity. We were looking for something, and her sister called her up and said, "Hey, I've got this job opportunity. I'm thinking of moving to Florida." Her sister was lived 6 hours away, and had the nieces and nephews. We didn't have any kids at the time, and she said, "I think you guys should move too." And literally, my wife is like on the phone with her sister, and she's like, "Hillary says we should move to Florida with her too." And I said, "Let's go.
Let's make a move."
Decision made. So, yeah, I mean, we had to figure out exactly where we were going, but I mean, that's kind of how the plan came together. So, we didn't have jobs here. We didn't have anything here except for her sister, who made it here all of like 2 weeks ahead of us.
Oh, really? So it was only a difference of 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, we moved here pretty much at the same time. I think it was about 2 weeks that they were here ahead of us.
Nice.
And, at first we thought we were going to be out on the Gulf Coast, Inverness area. And, we looked at it and we went, pretty affordable out here. There's a lot of bike trails. This looks cool. The cost of housing wasn't too much different from where I was in Louisiana. Right. And then next thing I knew, her sister came along and said, "Well, we found this town called Windermere we really like." And I looked and I'm like, "Hey guys, there's more $1 million homes in Windermere than homes that are less than $1 million.
Windermere's quite expensive.
And so funny enough, I found Winter Garden after that, and they came. They actually came when they were looking at houses and came to downtown Winter Garden, and they went, brick line streets, cute little downtown. Yeah, this is it. So that's where we all ended up landing 6.5 years ago.
And then once you, I'm sure you felt this way too. Once you move here and then you start exploring on your own, be like, you know what, I like this better than I like this town, and that's how I guess you ended up in Claremont.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it is. Funny enough, we went to Winter Garden. We were looking around. We were renting at the time. We didn't, like I said, even have jobs here. We're both entrepreneurs. We knew we can work something out, whether we have to get a job, start a business, whatever. Right. We had sold our house in Louisiana, so we had a little bit of money to get started. And we were looking around Winter Garden, and we weren't really finding anything that was like in our price range that would really work for us. And we ended up, I was looking probably on Zillow at the time. We noticed Claremont. We're like, well, this is right down the road, and it looks a little more affordable over there. And we came out to Claremont, and we're like, holy crap, there's hills. Yeah. What is this?
Where did this come from?
Yeah, because in North Louisiana, where I'm from, it's very flat, just like it was, and we just kind of assumed, we're in Winter Garden, it's all flat, that's kind of how it is. And we came out to Claremont, you got these big rolling hills, and we just thought it was beautiful out here. But then we ended up finding a place in Winter Garden in the neighborhood across the street from her sister's neighborhood, and it worked out, So we were there for 5 years, but eventually Claremont won us over, and we ended up out here. I've spoke about it on the show before. We've been in our new home out here for a little over a year now, and we've already bought another a little closer to town in Claremont. We found ourselves wanting a little bit more land, so working on a remodel now, and working on getting into that one. So happy to be talking to you guys and not installing a toilet like I was earlier today.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I could not do that. I would, like, somebody just do it for me.
Right, construction. Yeah, no. I mean, there's certain things I am semi-handy. I can do some things, but like putting up drywall or something like that, that's not my thing. And just like you putting in a toilet, I can't. I won't be able to put up a toilet.
Yeah. Well, we're both handy, and the home we built was 1989. We thought it primarily needed cosmetic rehab. It was actually an off-market deal, so I didn't get the graces of doing inspection and all of that stuff. I am a realtor as well. That's where we fell as well around the same time. Though you said 5 years you've been an agent?
Yeah, I've been an agent 5 years. 2018. Yeah. 2018.
2018. Okay, yeah, we moved here July. Technically, August 1st is when our lease started. August 1st of 2016, and mid September we were licensed real estate.
Oh, okay.
Both of us.
So you've been a little bit longer
Both
than
my
me.
wife and I. Yeah, but it took us. I mean, what's that? Within 6 weeks of moving here, we both got our real estate
There you
license, and just that's what we were gonna do. It's not as easy as people tell you. That's for sure.
No, it isn't.
But like I was saying, we're both handy. We both have our own kind of skills around renovating a home. Our home in Louisiana was built in 1924. When I bought it at 23 years old, it needed everything. And when I say we did everything to that house, like it was a craftsman style home. It was settling. I spent months under that house jacking it up and leveling it to get it level where it was settling.
You did that on your own?
I did it. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing, bro.
When I started getting quotes, granted, this was years ago. I mean, I was in my early 20s, right? The first quote I got was around $20,000. It's a $52,000. It was a $52,000 house. That's what I paid for that house in Louisiana.
It's almost half my house.
First quote was $20,000. Then I got one for 10. I think I got one around 6 or 7. I ended up buying like $2,200 worth of materials. Like it's called a screw jack, and it's literally like this post with a big screw. It's a big screw with a little platform, and it goes up on the joist, and you support. And I did it myself, and we got it level. It took time. There was still some settling. You had to go back in, do it some more. But yeah, I did. We did literally everything. I think the only thing we hired out on that home, granted, my parents helped a lot. They were both handy. The only thing we hired out on that home was the roof. And we had the roof put on, and demoing a building that was in the back. I did have somebody come in. There was like a carport garage with an apartment above it that was totally falling down. Had somebody demo that. We had somebody redo the subfloor because the flooring was just totally gone in the bathroom. So we redid the subfloor in that. Just basically had them come in and put in sheetrock and the subfloor, the plywood, and then we finished that out. Everything else, I mean, staining, resealing the original that home's 99 years old today, come to think of it.
Amazing.
Staining and resealing those floors, the original floors in the home, all of that kind of stuff we did ourselves. So, I mean, we made a decent profit when we sold that home and moved to Florida, but we've done all of that stuff before, So on the new house, we have hired people. We hired a painter. We hired flooring. But a lot of the stuff we are there doing ourselves.
Yourself, yeah.
Like I said, I literally, I wasn't joking. I installed a toilet.
There you go.
It was a brand new toilet. I pulled the old one so they could put the flooring in, and I said,
man,
I'm not putting...
That's such a cool thing, Judson, that you're doing, man, because that, right now, and to that, so there's a lot of people asking about, first-time home buyers exactly about that. Like, hey, I want to buy a deal where I can fix. And a lot of people don't know that there are actually you can do that. You can get investment like, rehab loans, and you can actually buy your home, build it up, and do exactly that, especially when you're in your 20s, man. Like, that's the time to do it. You don't want to be in your 40s over here, white hair, man, doing that.
Hey, boom. There we go. That's the next episode. If you know renovation loans, that's our next episode.
Rental loans. There we go.
I like that. Let's drop that in there.
All right. All right, guys. Before we dive into today's topic, one more question for you both, and then if somebody can be so kind as to ask me as well.
Yes, I was going to ask you, what's your favorite? What's your favorite part about living in Florida? What do you guys enjoy doing?
My favorite part about living in Florida, I think it's just the vibe. To me, it's sunshine all the time. It's been a little bit dry this spring. We get those rainstorms during the summer. Like, I don't mind being hot. I just don't want to be cold.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I love spending time outside. I love spending time in the sun. I love going for bike rides and getting out on the trails. Very bicycle friendly in Florida. And, a lot of people have moved here from different areas. So it's, to me, very much a melting pot. You got all kinds of different cultures and people from not just all over the country, but all over the world. And it's just, man, you meet all kinds of unique people here living in Florida. You get to taste all kinds of different foods living in Florida. It's just, there's so many different things that I love about it.
Do you miss the Cajun food, though, from Louisiana, though? The authentic Cajun.
Oh, yeah, because it's not the same here.
Exactly.
Dude, you know what? So, Judson, you got to do something, man. When there is a crawfish boil the next time, you got to tell me. I need to go there. I've never experienced that, dude. I've never experienced that.
I've
Are you
not been to one
serious?
since I've lived in Florida.
I mean, but you've had it, though. I've never had it in my life. I want to have that big table with like millions of crawfish just falling all over, man.
We have talked about doing a crawfish boil here in Florida. The problem is they literally fly them in from Louisiana.
Yeah, they get it from Louisiana.
And it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's not
Plus,
bad.
it's
I
not-
mean, you could do it.
yeah.
You get a group of people together, you could throw down a
Yeah,
crawfish boil for,
exactly.
everybody bring $25, $25 a person.
Right.
You could do it. You could do it big.
I mean, unless you want to really, really go down that road, there's a couple of restaurants here that actually do seafood, like Louisiana style, or close to it. I think it's like hot and
There's
spicy,
tons
like
of
hot
them,
and
but man-
spicy, hot and juicy, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, hot and juicy crawfish. I've never been to that one because literally I looked and it's $14.99 a pound for crawfish there.
Yep.
Now, a good Cajun's going to eat 10 pounds of crawfish.
Yeah, it's like
Like, if
it's
I'm gonna eat
literally
crawfish, I'm gonna eat 10
It's an
pounds.
inch and a half to
There's
almost 2
nothing in there,
inches.
dude.
Yeah, of just meat.
Right, yeah, because that's the thing. You're eating 10 pounds of crawfish. You're not getting 10 pounds of
No.
meat. Right? There's a lot
Yeah.
that's discard.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I haven't been to hot and juicy. I'd be willing to give it a try. Maybe I need to go look for a lunch special
Yeah.
or something.
I mean,
I think the next
And I'm
podcast
gone.
we record, we're going to record eating crawfish.
yeah, no, man, our hands are gonna be. Sounds good.
Well, all right. So we're already at the 30-minute mark on this, guys. I know we actually do have a topic for today, but maybe we should just wrap this one up.
Yeah, let's wrap this
and
one up.
Come
We'll
back
do it
for
in,
another
yeah.
episode with our topic. We'll actually just shift that to another one. Before we do our outro on this, I want our listeners to know not just where they can connect with us on our Moving to Florida resources, which Mo will mention in the outro, but I want to know where you would like our listeners to connect with you guys, whether it's a call, a text, an email, a social media site. Where can our listeners reach you if they want to connect with you about their move to Florida?
Yeah, you would go first. I'll put it into my outro on mine.
Nice. All right. So you get a fancy outro
There you
and I
go.
get nothing. Look at this. Look at this guy, man.
Because I
He's
have
like,
to
oh yeah,
segue
why don't
into
you
that
just tell
anyways,
him?
bro.
Yeah, why don't you just tell him about it and I'm going to have an outro here. He's trying to, you see, this is where the positioning comes in. He's like, oh, I'm the co-host. I get my outro. Well, I would say the easiest way, the best way to find me is my name, which I'm sure Mohit is going to put in the chat or in the description here. But guys, Instagram is the best way to find me. I'm there. You can DM me. I have great content there for you as well.
A lot of
The best way to
inspirational
reach me is
stuff,
that.
entrepreneurial stuff. They talk about everything. He doesn't just talk about mortgages. I promise you that. He won't bore you with just mortgages.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's
All right,
kind words.
we will be sure to put it in the show notes, show description.
What is your
for
IG
those
handle?
listening that are driving right now? Yeah, I need you to give us your IG handle, and I need you to spell it, sir.
I will do that for you. I'll type it out for you.
No, you over the
All right.
air, man. We're
So
gonna put it on.
somebody
We're gonna
just-
put it on the podcast.
Yeah, somebody
Oh, you wanna put it right
We're gonna
now?
Put it on the podcast, bro.
Yeah.
It's my first name and last name, Yahya Chitani. That's it.
All right. White
all it
boys
is.
like me can't spell that.
So YAHYA, first name, no spaces, CHHOTANI. That's all it is.
2 H's. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yahya Chotani. At Yahya Chotani. I'm going to follow you
There
right
you
now.
There you go.
You're not following me, dude? I am disappointed right now.
There we go. You know what? I got to look up my Instagram handles because I'm not sure. So this is Judson. You really, I mean, my name's a little bit unique too. Judson Van Osben. Van is actually my middle name. It's not part of my last name, which a lot of people think. And dude, strange enough, I actually met another Judson who is a realtor with Remax.
No way.
Just yesterday. I showed a listing and I'm like, the agent's name is Judson Van, but Van was part of his last name.
Ah,
But he was with Remax. I'm with Remax. It's interesting.
that was cool. You should have just
Right.
reached out to him.
That's right. Oh, I built some
you
rapport.
go.
Clients decided they didn't want the house. But yeah, same on Instagram at Judson Van. That's my personal one. I think my business one is at Judson Osben Realtor. That's last name is Osben, Osbon. But hey guys, if you want to, just shoot me a text, 407-955-1672. You can call me, but my voicemail is constantly like 95% full. I'm two voicemails from it being full, and you just get a thing. So just text me.
Yeah.
Let me know you listen to the show. If you need help anywhere really around Central Florida, Mo and I are both real estate agents. Honestly, this is part of why we do this show, is so we can help you when you move to Florida. We love connecting with our listeners. But that is also part of why we do the show, because we don't get paid from any ads that you may hear. There are ads every once in a while. It's not even enough revenue to cover the, what did we say, $12
$12 a month. That's 58 cents.
We
You
wanna
mean
help
that
you
we
guys.
made last month?
That's right. we want to help you guys with your move to Florida. We want to represent you as your real estate agents when you move here. So if you don't have a real estate agent already, please do reach out to us. Again, you can reach out direct to Mo or myself. You'll probably end up working with one or both of us, but we share it all the same. This is why we do this show. So again, mine 407-955-1672. And we'll let Mo share his in the outro.
All right. Now, the best way to get me is always on my phone because as realtors, we're always on our phone. So the best way is texting, calling. We get tons of spam calls. We get tons of... Leave a voicemail or, well, my voicemail is pretty much open. It's not completely full. I tend to delete them after a while. But... texting is always preferred. So my phone number is 321-945-8881. And catch me on Instagram. It's Mohit, Mohit _K_Badlani, Badlani. And just look up the Mohit Badlani on Facebook. You'll find me on Facebook as well, as I post on Facebook, Instagram. I need to get back on the ball with the Instagram, but I have been. I've been posting some videos on there. You can catch me on TikTok too. I got TikTok, guys. I got TikTok. Let me open up TikTok and let me find out what my handle is over there. It's at Mohit _Badlani. It's MOHIT _BADLANI. All right, now I'm gonna how you can connect with us on the show. We want to hear from you guys. Now you can reach us on our Moving to Florida show hotline by dropping a voicemail or texting to 407-900-5859, or drop us a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Moving to Florida Show. And for Twitter, our handle is at Moving to FL Show. If you'd like to connect with us, if you have any questions, or if you need a realtor in Florida, you can reach us at movingtofloridashow@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to the show if you like our content, so that it would automatically download to your device and get you one step closer to moving to Florida.